Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with the Higher Vibrational Podcast with weekly guests covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to sherrylord.com for more info. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're so excited. We have a very special guest. We're going to be bringing her on in just a few minutes. And if you'd like to be on our show, please email me at sherrylordpodcast@gmail.com and let me know why you would like to be on my show. There'll be no fee when I invite you. And the second thing is, anyone that wants to place an ad, go to www.sherrylord.com. And we also do wonderful ads to help promote you and to get you out there too. And they're very, very reasonable. And we just want to say thank you to Beth from Manasota. She's Monarch Designs. She's beautiful. She has jewelry and she's very artistic. And you might have seen her out there at some of those markets. And they also are at something new, and she's going to talk about that too. It's called the Local Tide Store in beautiful downtown Venice, Florida. So welcome, Beth. Can you tell our audience a little bit about you? Because you have a beautiful story about your mom, and that's how you got started with your jewelry. And then we want to talk a little bit about the location of all these new things and local artists and co-op coming together in beautiful downtown Venice, Florida. So welcome, Beth.
Thanks, Sherry. Thanks for having me on again. It's an honor to be back for the second time at your podcast. The first time I was super nervous, and I'm a little nervous again because it's not normally something that I do. But I remember first meeting you, shortly after my mom had passed away, and that's what kind of brought me into Miss Kitty's when I first met you and had the reading, and then you discovered my jewelry and the reason that I'm doing the jewelry. So more about me is that in late 2022, my mom passed away. My husband and I had been here with her in 2020. And so I had 2.5 really good years with her. She was 90 when we brought her down here. And I'm an incredible mama's girl. Just can't say enough great things about my mom. She was a saint in my eyes, I think, as many things are. Anyway, once she passed away, I just was looking for ways to feel close to her. And that's one of the reasons I popped in and had a little reading with you. And then I had, once she was cremated, I made these little hearts. You can see these.
Oh, they're beautiful.
I made stuff like this. And then if you look on the back, I started with clear, and you can kind of see it in the photo.
Yep, I can see it.
I put just a small smattering of her ashes in these hearts. I started with clear. I diffused glass, and we'll get back to that. But then I put her ashes in and built the color over the top of it for my family members, just as a way to
have some memory from the heart
with her. So I started doing that. I made them for my family members. We all got so many compliments on them, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, those are so pretty. You should sell those." Well, obviously not with her ashes in them, but so I thought, well, I could put beach sand in them, and it's everybody loves a certain beach around here.
Absolutely.
And I thought these would be great for visitors and locals alike. That I'm like, I love Blind Pass Beach. That's my favorite. Or vacationers that just sat there for a whole week at a certain beach, and like, I just love it. I want to take it with me. So I do stuff like, I try to make things look a little bit more beachy. And these are all glass, so they will not fade. They will break if you drop them on tile, however, because they are glass, but the color will never fade. It won't go away. So I started Manasota Monarch Designs in honor of my mom. And the way that the name came about is that we live real close to Manasota Key, not on it, but we spend a lot of time over there, at the beaches and whatnot. And the day that my mom passed away, because she was in hospice, the hospice program, they took her away, and my husband and I were standing in the driveway, and this monarch butterfly just fluttered past us. And I just felt it in my heart. I thought, there she goes. She's gotten her wings, and off she went. I'm going to cry about it now. Anyway, so, and then for weeks after I lost her, I would go for walks in the morning, and still to this day, I'll be outside and a monarch butterfly will come within, 3 to 6 feet of me. And I always feel like that's her symbol. So that's kind of how I came up with, I wanted something that was indicative of our area, something local that people knew was, made by somebody here. And then also as a, tip of the hat to my mom with the Monarch. So Manasota Monarch Designs was born in
I think
2023.
it's beautiful because her jewelry is amazing, and you can feel the love in her jewelry when she makes it. She definitely has intention with it. I
Mhm.
have one with sand and a necklace that I have of yours that I just love. And I like how you can help other people have a piece of a loved one with them, and they can wear it with them. I think that is beautiful.
Absolutely. And the thing about it, because all of my pieces, so this one that I'm wearing today is kind of reminds me of the sunset, the way that it looked the day that she passed away. And then I have, again, a little bit of her ashes. And I was like, I hope you're not upset, Mom. I keep putting you in all these pieces. But I mean, it's a very minuscule amount. We're talking like, the white
Oh, I
part
think
of
she's
the
very
there.
excited, very happy.
Yeah. So I always wear, it honestly, it gives me such great comfort. I find myself fidgeting with this necklace all day long, almost like a
Hmm.
worry stone. Anytime I feel any kind of weird stress or anxiety, I think
Yeah.
it gives people something
Um,
tangible to reach up and just hang on to and feel like, okay, this, she's right here. She's right here with me, close
yeah,
to my heart. Same way with the beach sand. People are very sentimental about their beaches and their sand. It's like, you know what, my beach is.
exactly.
If I feel stress, I just hold on to this and I channel the beach, and here I am on my own little mental vacation again. So I do those, and I do earrings, like which ones I'm wearing today. These are sort of
Those are pretty.
the sunset. These have sand in the bottom of them. I don't necessarily put ashes in the bottom of these. I can, but mostly it's, the ones that I wear, because I'm always afraid
Okay.
an earring's going to fall off or I'm going to lose it. So I don't really want ashes in my
Okay.
own jewelry, but the necklaces are a little bit more secure. You
Mhm.
feel them if they fall, or you notice that a
Yeah.
necklace is missing because it's weighted. Now, normally these are pretty big earrings. You might notice if they fall off. However, if you're doing something, you might not notice it. So that's kind of the story as far as my mom goes and where we're at with.
Where's your website? How can people find you on the website if they want to look at your products or get to know a little bit about you? What is the name of how can they get a hold of you?
So my website is basically just the name. It's ManasotaMonarchDesigns.com. It's, pretty much, it's pretty simple as far as that goes. I did a soft launch recently on the website. Also
Oh.
something that I'm not very familiar with, and, just learning all the ins and outs of that, and
Hmm.
getting the products and trying to write the product descriptions, get them uploaded and
Hmm.
everything. Something that I'm just learning to do on my own. And that's also been quite challenging. I had a gal help me get it up and going, but so
Oh,
she
yeah,
built it for me and
definitely.
then said,
Hmm.
okay, butterfly, fly and do your thing. And so it's still kind of a struggle. I'm going to be 57 at the end of this month. So the old dog, new tricks kind of thing. I'm trying to learn how to do all of this stuff. But so
Uh,
again, it was just sort of a soft launch on the website. I don't have a lot of products on there right now. I
okay.
really need to update it and add some more things on, but which kind of leads me into the segue of starting at the store at Local Tides down in
Okay.
Venice. It's Local Tides Artful Creations, and that ended up taking the majority of my inventory because now it is in a physical storefront, whereas I was doing a lot of markets before, which I still enjoy. And I
Okay.
still
Yes,
enjoy.
you do. I
Yeah.
think it's beautiful. I'm trying to see if I can bring up the picture of the store, and now it's like it disappeared. And I had it up
Oh,
earlier here, so that's interesting. So,
yeah. Well, um, it was earlier
what
when
can
we.
you tell? What can you tell people? Here it is. I just found it. We're going to bring the store
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. We're
Yeah,
so
and
proud
we
of
can
it.
lean over a little bit so that we
Yeah, like
can
that.
the
There we
other way. Go the other way.
go. Go this way.
Go the other way. There you go. Yep. Now I can see you.
Oh, you can see me.
Yeah. You guys, now how did all this come about? How did you connect with the store for the local artists? Tell us a story about this.
Okay. Well, I'm like you. I feel very spiritual most of the
Yeah.
time, and my dog passed away on March 30th.
Hmm.
My husband and I had been on a little vacation getaway to Nashville to see my cousin for her birthday. My sister was watching my precious dog, and all of a sudden he just stopped eating and was having accidents.
Wow.
Totally not like him. Anyway, long story short on that, he we drove back home, and overnight, I was sitting there overnight on March 30th, petting him, knowing that on that Sunday morning, we were having someone come to the house to put him down. And I was just scrolling Facebook at 5 a.m. trying to stay awake because I sat up all night petting him. And I
Mhm.
saw this ad from Yvette Clark, who is the owner of the storefront. She had put a call out to local artists, and she was looking for things because she had formerly had a clothing boutique in this storefront, and her cousin wanted out of the storefront. And so she decided that she was going to just make it all local artists. So I saw that,
Oh,
and I feel like my dog led me to this
yeah.
next adventure. And I was sitting there. So at 5 a.m. or maybe 4:30 even, I texted that I was interested in doing this. I sent her some photographs of my products, and she said, "Come on down and let's talk." And so the next thing you know, I was signed up for the storefront and had all my stuff in there, and it's been going very well. It is sort of like a co-op. We have so far we have 11 vendors, and everybody takes turns working at the store, and we have some lovely products in there, just beautiful things.
Oh, that's beautiful. And where is it located? Do you have an address for the
I
store?
do. It is at 100 West Venice Avenue, and it's Suite A. It's like right underneath the Venice Pub. So you could come down, have yourself a cocktail, and have some lunch next door at the Seed and Bean Cafe, and then come shop with us and stop in. We're just got our new signage up that shows up, as you can see there on the storefront picture, Local Tides Artful Creations. We wanted something, that represented local artists, and obviously
Mhm.
a nod to the tides because we're so close to the Gulf, and artful creations. And we wanted something that, people could come to, locals and visitors alike. I think that it's important for us to cater also to people who live here because
Yeah.
the people that live here want nice products and decorations for their homes and don't necessarily, want to go to these big box stores and pick them up. Sometimes people want something a little more meaningful. And then also in addition to that, not just what we already have on the walls, many of our artists, almost all of us do custom stuff. So if there's something
Wow.
that, like, well, I particularly like Blind Pass Beach, you could have one of our artists paint you a photograph or paint you
Wow.
something from there. We have a gal in there that will take your photographs, and she does, they call it sparkle art, and she will, like on a wedding photo, she'll make your wedding dress just sparkle and look really pretty. Small kids, if you have like dance recitals, your grandchildren, children that look, in those sentimental pictures, and it just really makes the photographs pop. It's really pretty.
Oh,
Myself, I will put ashes into, if you want something like this, if you want a sun catcher, some sort of thing that you have hanging in your window to remind you of a loved one or a pet. I'll do people, I'll do pets. We have the gal that runs the storefront, Yvette. She does lasered art. So she does the balsa
ooh.
wood, the 3D maps and all of that kind of stuff. But she can, do names, places. In fact, I think I'm going to have her make a display for my husband. He just recently got a hole in one at the golf course. So she has like shark tooth displays, if you find that big megalodon and it'll say Venice Beach. And, she can customize it to put whatever beach you found it, the date, your name, and anything really. So there's so many of us that do custom pieces in there. Just a lot of fun stuff.
Yes, I've been in the store and I really liked it. It was so unique with such many different artists with different gifts. And I mean, a little bit of everything there. And they're also something that is you can have in your home that's unique. It's not like a cookie cutter in any way. Um, but there's such an intention put into what they do with love, and
Absolutely.
it's,
That's
and
the
I
thing.
see you had paintings on the wall. Some people were painting.
Yes,
And
beautiful.
you had a variety of things. What are some of the other things that some of the other artists does?
Well, some of the other things are we have a gal crafted by Rachel. Her name is Rachel Wu. She does beautiful, beautiful, like the resin acrylic pours, with the beach vibes
Oh,
and all of that stuff, and just beautiful clocks, wine glasses, and just wall decor, just beautiful stuff. Little charcuterie trays, just nicer than a lot of the stuff that I've seen. I know a lot of people are doing that, the ocean look on the cutting boards and the charcuterie trays and everything. And she does a lot of that too, but hers, I feel like just like takes it up a notch. She just does this beautiful stuff, large volume artwork, just big, giant wall
Wow,
hangings and
pieces.
custom stuff too. She'll do all kinds of custom stuff. Another gal that we have who I love, her name is Marianne. She does crocheted items, which are,
Ooh,
just it's such a diverse variety of stuff in there. We have, the high end art. We have Linda Eater's art in there, Gail Berthium's, just beautiful stuff in there that we have. And these ladies are core artists from the area. You'll see their stuff in other places as well. And they also have done a lot of different shows. They're locals. They've been here for years and years and years and have just done beautiful, beautiful stuff. Like Linda's stuff, she does her paintings with basically alcohol ink, not
wow.
not just necessarily, acrylic art or paintings. And then Gail, she does photography and painting, and she does digital art. Her stuff, gorgeous stuff. She'll draw and design stuff on her iPad, and she's turned it into like cups and serving trays and just all kinds of beautiful things, and recipe books, different things like that. And I was telling you about Marianne, who does the crochet. She does beautiful little Afghans and stuff for your couch, throw things. Uh, Creations as far as like little sculptures in her crochet. She does like alligators and dolphins, and she's got little manta rays. They're just so cute. Octopus, just
Oh, wow.
really cool stuff. I mean, and all of us do individual things as far as like they're personalized, or they can be custom, or if you want to just come into the shop and pick something up, there's a lot of those things in there too. I'm trying to remember who else. I don't want to forget anything. Nancy Plum. I know people have seen her things around. She has these really cool bird sculptures. They're just very
Oh,
funky, colorful, very art deco kind of stuff. Just a very whimsical, different things that she has with brilliant colored feathers for the birds. And she does them out of like fiber art clay. So very, very cool, different, diverse things that we have going on.
yeah, it is. It was very colorful when I went in there.
Yeah.
And it just catches your eye, because they're very unique pieces. It's something that, you say, well, you can't just get this at another store,
Right, right.
And
Absolutely.
but it's custom. They're custom done, and it's quality that is there. I noticed the quality,
It is. It is.
and it's just amazing of all the different pieces you guys have in there.
Yeah, I'm very proud to be part of this group. I mean, we have a very nice, diverse array of art pieces inside there, and we just recently got a new vendor. Her name is Shell. She does
Oh, wow.
basically pottery, and it's beautiful pottery. Just all kinds of really neat bowls, ring dishes, ornaments, different things that she has going on, and magnets. Just really neat, high quality pottery, and I really enjoy her stuff. And I'm pretty sure she'll do custom stuff too if there's something that someone wants. I don't want to leave anyone out because we just have so many amazing vendors. There's a couple that I haven't met yet, so I really can't speak too much about what they're going to do. But I mean, we're getting more, and we want to get up to about 20. And then each of us
Oh,
kind of just takes
wow.
a day to work there. And if we get 20, then it would be that you only really had to basically work 1 or 2 days a month. But right now, because snowbird season, for one thing, a lot of people are gone at the moment. So we're all, there's certain ones that are working a little bit more than others, but I know that that'll be more of a trade-off once people come back in town after the vacations are over.
Yeah, when the season starts to pick up here. But you guys have been pretty busy. And did you guys already do a grand opening? Are you getting ready to do a grand
We are
opening?
getting ready to do a grand opening. We were going to do it, a little sooner than later, but I think we want to try to do it closer to October when more people are
Ooh,
coming back, so
yep.
that we can have, the people that are here and the people that are coming back. We want to get some more awareness. However, I think it's July 11th and 12th coming up. They're going to do a Christmas in July downtown Venice, which is going to be kind of fun.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I haven't gotten all the details on that yet, but I think different stores can participate in it, and you get different slips and stuff, and there'll be giveaways. So I think we're going to participate in the Christmas in July because honestly, I would love to, because I like to make Christmas ornaments. And as a vacationer, when I go places, ornaments are always one of the things I buy all year round. You see a Christmas ornament,
Oh, yes. I love Christmas.
reminder of what you had, or when you were on vacation. So I think I'll be doing some of that. And I think our store will definitely be participating in that.
Oh my God, that is a lot going on. I think that's great. I'll have to make it back down there. I just loved the store when I went down there. I'm telling people you got to go in and say hi to Beth and all the wonderful co-op people there that are artists. I mean, it is really a unique store. And I didn't want to leave. I just had so much to look at.
Yeah, I
So many
appreciate that
different
too.
things. It's like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
is
I
really a cool
appreciate
place.
that. Tell as many people as you can because it is
Yeah.
just all local people, and we all live and work here and do our thing here, and and I really enjoy the fact that we're getting it out and people are enjoying it. We've had so much good feedback, just people that didn't even know we were there because we are kind of down at the end of the block, kind of underneath the Venice pub and not in the main drag of the people shopping, but we are on the main drag in Venice Avenue, so people just need to come down just a little further to the end of the block and check us out because I think they kind of look down the block and think, oh, there's nothing else down there, but we are getting some.
You're on the first block, right? The
We
first
are on
block
the
when you
very
when
first
you
block.
see the sign that says "Welcome to dear Venice,
Yes,
welcome to Venice, Florida, downtown," and then
yes,
you're on the right hand side. Yeah.
correct. Yeah, we're kind of across from the olive oil store.
Oh, okay.
They are down there and they're across the street from us. And that's usually that side of the street is the busier side as far as shopping goes. But we have a lot of nice shops on the other side of the street
Yeah,
as
you
well.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
so
do. You have the restaurant, you have the clothing, you have you guys, and there's other little restaurants there. So I can see you guys doing very well there and just having fun
I
and
agree.
being creative and all the wonderful people that you're meeting. We want to make sure that people go downtown Venice, Florida, and go to the right side, the first block, look for them, the Tide
Yeah.
store, and they are amazing local artists. You guys, it's beautiful, very, very unique pieces, but well done. The quality is there, but the color really pops, and there's a little bit for everybody's home and for themselves. I think it's a wonderful thing for gifts. You can absolutely
Oh,
have
absolutely.
wonderful gifts for another person. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a great store for gifts and it's so colorful and welcoming when you come inside the store. I think the flow is really good. We're slowly working on getting, some more displays and getting everything kind of ironed out. So I'm kind of glad that we decided to start this. It was like right at around the beginning of April when we first got
Yep.
started. We've had a lot of really positive feedback, but I'm kind of glad that we're starting out while it's not snowbird season or tourist season because it gave us some time to A,
Yeah.
find some vendors, B, get the displays and everything streamlined, and then also work out all the bugs, with the point of sale system. As you know, with any new business, you're trying to find your way and get everything all set up and running smoothly. So I'm glad that we've kind of had this time to slowly gain our traction and get a foothold and see where it's going to go. And I really feel that by the time the fall rolls around, we are going to have it all ready to rock and roll. And I think it's going to be a great store for local people and tourists alike.
Oh, absolutely. What are some of the plans for the grand opening? Are you going to have some specials going on? Or you're still working out the details for that?
I think we will definitely have some specials going on. I think we'll have, some wine and some cheese, maybe. I'm not really sure how all that's going to go. There's also another gal I want to give a shout out to. She has
Please.
joined us specifically as a vendor, and I think she's kind of get her toes in the water on that coming up pretty soon. But it's Danielle from Crust and Crumb. She does sourdough products. And while you can't
Ooh.
just like set sourdough products on the shelves in there or have them on display, she pops down sometimes on weekends and sets up out in front of the store. Delicious sourdough bread. She makes cinnamon rolls, scones. She'll make all kinds of different things. I bought some pancake mix from her because I have a little great niece that comes over and stays with me all the time. So I bought some of her sourdough pancake
Ah.
mix with chocolate chips in them. So she's amazing. So I imagine Danielle will be down there for the grand opening with some of her delicious sourdough products as well. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll definitely give you a shout out when we're getting ready to do the grand opening and when things are looking like it's going to be happening.
Absolutely. And I'd be more than happy to announce it when I'm on my podcast, when I know the dates, would love to do that, because I tell you what, I've always loved, a lot of the towns I do. I love Inglewood. I love Venice downtown.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
so quaint, and then even the people that's lived here in Florida, someone's never been downtown.
Sure.
And we want to point them in the right direction. Come on downtown. We got beautiful beaches. We have the beautiful local Tide store, and we have so much shopping to do and restaurants, and it's just very quaint,
It's a great thing to do on a day when you need a break from the sun or something, pop down, do a little shopping and have a little lunch. So, and, I want to tell all your listeners again, going back to the necklaces and stuff, I will definitely do custom work. If anybody wants any ashes from pets or people put into a piece of jewelry or a sun catcher or anything that you want made, I have a lot of flexibility. I can do a lot of different things with stuff. Please feel free to reach out to me. My prices are very reasonable because it's more of a labor of love for me to do that for people, because I know how much joy it gives me to be able to have something tangible like that. So I would love to do something like that. And I just want people to know that I'm also very respectful with their loved ones' ashes. A lot of times, if you have a song that your person listened to, I like to burn a little candle or something for them while I'm putting their ashes into the stuff, or I'll play music if their person liked certain things. So, I love to do that for people. It gives me great joy. Aside from just regular artwork and the stuff that I like to do, this is probably my biggest passion project here.
The joy. You can hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
A lot of joy.
Feel it.
A lot of joy.
I just want to do that for people. And I don't, of course it helps to cover my supplies and stuff, but it gives me great joy to know that somebody has something tangible that they can hold on to and remember their loved one with when they're just sitting around having a good time.
Can people bring, like you do a lot of the sand for the beaches, and there's some people that might be from another location. Can they bring the sand to you, or can they bring it, like if they might have a favorite cottage in Michigan and there's Lake Michigan and they might want something to do with that because there's memories there. Can people bring some of their sand to you or send it to you?
Absolutely. I would love that. Absolutely. I can do sand or ashes, whatever you want. Obviously not, I guess I shouldn't say whatever you want, but any kind of
There's
sand.
usually an amount, a limited amount that you only need.
Yeah. And I don't need much. I mean, it's a minuscule amount. We're talking, like if you had French nails, like the white of your fingernail basically is just a tiny
you just need a little bit.
Because it goes in a kiln and at about, these particular ones fire at about 1465 degrees. So it gets pretty hot. It's ground up glass, and then it ends up liquefying and taking the shape in a mold is how I do these.
Okay.
And they get pretty hot. And a lot of times if you put foreign items in there that aren't glass, such as sand, or a lot of times with ashes, there's, bigger chunks of stuff in there, and it'll off gas and it'll create bubbles in your pieces. So you don't want that. So basically I have a little teeny tiny sifter, and I'll sift out a larger particulate and put that in there. And then that way we get a nice clean piece that doesn't have a bunch of bubbles in it.
And now again, how can people get a hold of you and your website?
You can reach out to me on the website. You can go to Manasota Monarch Designs on Facebook, or I believe my niece set me up an Instagram account. But you can message me through Facebook on those things, or you can, my email address is manasotamonarchdesigns@gmail.com. So it's all pretty simple. It's just my name all together. So you can reach out to me several different ways, or stop in at the shop and see me, grab a card.
Yeah, the local, what is the address for the downtown?
Downtown is
the local Tide store.
100 West Venice Avenue, Unit A, or Suite A, downtown Venice. And you can't miss us. We're right on the corner. Like I said, underneath the Venice Pub. Most people know where that's at.
Well, I'm sure everyone would love to see you there. Make sure you go downtown Venice, Florida, and make sure you say hi to Beth and all the local people there, and check out their store. It is a beautiful store. I've been in it, and it's amazing. I loved it. And I'll be back. Thank you so much for joining us, Beth. We'll have you back on. Blessings to all downtown in your store and what you're doing in your own business. And we will see you again. And I just want to say thank you to all of our followers, and make sure you send a comment down, and Beth will comment or I will comment. We just want to say thank you for following us, and go to www.sherrylord.com, and we have information on our website with Beth and all our guest readers. You can see our upcoming readers, our guest people who will be on our show. Thank you all, and blessings and prosperity and abundance to everyone. See you next Tuesday.
All right. Thank you, Sherry. Bye.